At your behest, we're now pointing west. Nice exposure. That's a great view to the south. There's land ahead, but if we want to find Columbus, we should head south to reach the West Indies. After that move, we're now easing eastward. We're now pointing to the south. At your behest, we're now pointing west. All right, we've reached the West Indies. Let's hit the beach and look for Columbus. Stay, I think we've made a discovery of our own. We've found Captain Christopher Columbus.
Gentlemen, I assure you I have everything under control. After all, I'm Christopher Columbus. I'll find a way home.
This scene feels sort of familiar, eh, fellow Norseman? But a bunch of sailors arguing on a beach doesn't mean a thing.
Oh, my charts, my charts. I'm getting island fever without them. How I long to see again the noble plains of Spain. The ocean of charts I created on my westward voyage was stolen, and now my men are making waves. They refuse to sail back across the sea without a good map for navigation. A grubby-looking thief wormed his way on board, posing as one of my crew, and hooked my charts. Then he sailed off with one of my ships, the Pinta. My sailors are a suspicious lot. They won't set sail until they see the charts that prove I know the way home. Why, I am Christopher Columbus. I'm the brave explorer who just discovered the fabulous and the westward route to this place, China. Of course this is China. I sailed directly west from Spain to get here. And everyone knows that there's no other land between Spain and China. I'd prove it to you, except someone stole my charts from that sea chest. What's this? Whoever stole my charts left behind this strange scrap of paper. Hardly a fair trade.
Say, that's a piece of the Carmen note. The thief must have dropped it in the chest when he stole Columbus's charts.
We meet again. Forgive me if I seem upset, but my stolen charts are still missing. Interesting theory. I could check your ID against my charts if they hadn't been stolen. Please, don't rile up my anxious crew. You'd think they'd love being trapped in paradise. But instead, they just want to get home to Spain.
What Europeans called the New World was old news to these natives, who had a thriving culture here when Columbus arrived. All right, the map is safely inside. Phew, that's a load off my chest. This island lies near present-day Cuba. Columbus named it San Salvador, but the natives call it Guanahani.
I'm absolutely certain this is one of the islands at the outskirts of China or Japan. Where else could we be? We meet again. Forgive me if I seem upset, but my stolen charts are still missing. We meet again. What's this? There's a chart in my chest. It's not the original, but it has all of the information to make an eastward sea journey. All right, men, I forgot to mention that a great explorer always carries a second map.
That was a brilliant way to get Columbus to examine our chart. Now he can head back for Spain, and we can join him. I suspect our thief plans to meet Carmen at a time portal in Europe, and we'll be there. It's good to be aboard ship again. Shall we take another look at our chart? Don't worry, we're stocked with plantains from the islands of the West Indies. I find them quite appealing.
Ah, the wind, the water, the salty spray. There's nothing I like better than a sea voyage, except maybe fame and glory. It seems you're currently applying many of the methods I did, like using the wind and current to move forward, and a compass or the sun to establish direction. Earlier explorers tried to sail west from Spain, but were blown back by strong winds called the westerlies. But I sailed south along the coast of Africa first, then turned west. I found the winds that come out of the east called the easterlies, and the rest is, or will be, history. Oh yes, many. I barely avoided the Sargasso Sea, a huge floating mass of seaweed. Plus I had to tangle with a mutinous crew. The largest ship, the Santa Maria, is my flagship. My two smaller ships, called caravels, are the Nina and the Pinta. You have no idea. It took me 17 years to convince someone to fund my expedition. I had almost given up hope until Queen Isabella opened her royal purse.